So all are tricks of the mind. Now, how not to be cheated by the mind? There is one thing that you have to do and you have not mentioned it. And that is simply keep quiet and don't make effort. You are always, what you mention is making effort. But you are requested not to make any kind of effort and keep quiet. And if you ask me how, I will tell you not to think. If you ask me how not to think, then I will suggest find out where the thinking arises from. Means where the thought arises from. You turn your face towards that, not the object of the mind, but from where the mind arises from. And there's no difference between mind and thought. Mind is bundle of thoughts. And to find thought, who will find? Again you should ask. I have to find. There's no difference between thought and I. I rises, thought rises. Thought rises, mind rises. Mind rises, the senses rises. And senses rise, they produce objects of their respective relativity. Eyes to see, nose to smell a flower, ear hear music, tongue taste, hand touch. So now these are the objects that the senses are seeing. So senses and the objects are the same. When senses are there, objects are there. Now you have to return back slowly where the senses arise from. From mind. Objects, senses, mind. Where the mind arises from. Ego. And no difference between mind and ego. And the ego, where does the ego rise from? Means I. I rises, ego rises, mind rises, senses rises, objects rise. Now where does this I rise from? That you have not stated. Look towards the place where I will just rise from. Pick it up. And when you do, you will merge into that place where I rises and I will disappear. And that situation is yet undescribed by anyone, any teacher, any preacher, any religious book or sutra of the Buddha. He has not described.